Hi guys, FM Campbell here. Welcome to another episode of the Wonderkid series. Today it is the big one. It is the one that everyone's been asking about. It is the strikers that we're going to be looking at. We've already covered all previous positions. This is the last episode of the series. We've already covered goalkeepers, left backs, right backs, centre backs, defensive midfielders, centre midfielders, left wingers or left attacking midfielders, right wingers or right attacking midfielders, and then central attacking midfielders. The links to all of these will be in the description if you want to check them out. Going forward, a couple of things to mention, which I have also mentioned in all the other episodes. Every single save is different, so players may appear slightly different in your saves to this one. For the sake of this video, I'm using Manchester United just to basically to load up my shortlist that I've found throughout my time using Football Manager 2015 so far. There may be a couple of players missing that you feel that should be in this episode. Get them in the comment section below. And finally, just to make you aware, I class a Wonderkid as up to the age of 20 years old maximum. So if there's someone that you think should be in there but is 21, that is the exact reason why. So let's get started. We're going for the youngest first, like we have in all the other episodes. And we've got this guy, he's called Malcolm, he's Brazilian, 17 years old. Currently playing for Corinthians, 325k in value, 2.6k a week. His physical attributes could do with some work, to be honest with you. He's only 5'7", but strength and stamina is a little bit of a worry. Slightly versatile, he can play in the three positions behind the striker. Mental attributes are pretty good, not too bad at all. Position is a bit of a concern, but moving on other than that, it's not too bad, but this will come through time. Bearing in mind this guy's only 17 years old. We've got a finishing of 12, that could be worked on. First touch of 14, which is good, and technique of 13, so not too bad. But yeah, something to build upon anyway. You might recognise this guy from the previous FM in FM 14. 17 years old, Ricardo Zivkovic. Apologies for the pronunciation if I've got that incorrect. Physical attributes are pretty good, other than his stamina and strength for someone that's 6'1", but that will come and will drastically improve with age, just like in normal life, I guess. Mental attributes are actually pretty good. Decisions only 11. Bravery is only 8. Again, for someone that's 6'1". But get this guy tutored, because this guy could become quite a good striker in the game. 2.7 million in value, 6.25k a week. Finishing a 14. First touch does need work at 10. Then we've got passing at 10 again. That could do some work. And then technique at 12. Gabriel Barbosa. This guy was the man in the last FM. Again, looks to be the man. Physical attributes are pretty good across the board. Maybe balance could do with some work. He's only 5'9". Mental attributes, again, look absolutely brilliant for his age. 17 years old, finishing a 14. First touch of 15. We've got passing of 15 and technique of 16. Only 17 years old. 5 million in value, 18.25k a week. But he has an agent that owns 40% of him, so you are going to have to pay a little bit extra. The Brazilian is currently playing at Santos, but again, this guy looks to be one of the good ones on this game. Talking of good strikers on the game, Donis Avdivaj. Physical attributes does need some work, especially his stamina. He's only 5'6", so he's not massive. 17 years old. Mental attributes are pretty good as well. Decisions and concentration are a bit of a concern. Teamwork and work rate as well, but again, that will come through age. So get this guy tutored. He's available on loan to start off with from Schalke. 575k in value, 9.7k a week, 75k a week. Sorry, finishing at 16, so very good. First touch of 15, got passing of 13 and technical 15. So again, the German looks to be similar to last FM, a very good player. Andy Kawaya. Now, he's quite quick. We've got pace of 15 and acceleration of 15. Natural finish is good, but his stamina is 4, so massively need to work on that. He's wanted by 2 clubs on loan. 17 years old, 125k in value. The Belgians playing for the under-21s at Anderlecht currently. £850 a week. His mental attributes are okay. I prefer a good determined player, but some people may not think this is as important as I do. Position is 8, vision's 8, but he looks to be a poacher, to be honest with you, with that speed. Dribbling is not really too important unless you're going to play on the left hand side. Finishing a 14, first touch of 11, which does need work. Passing a 10, which also needs work. But there's something to build upon there, so keep an eye out for that guy. He's only 17, remember. Seabay Shrivers. This guy actually looks not too bad. His physical attributes could do with some work. 17 years old, 500k, 3k a week. Playing for Genk, he's obviously Belgian. Mental attributes. There's a couple of areas that need working on, in my opinion. But other than that, they're pretty average. So there's something to build upon again. Finishing a 15, first touch of 12, passing of 11, which needs work, and technique of 11 as well. Next we've got Iwandro. This guy again appears to be one of the people that a lot of game players like on the forums. He's wanted by 15 clubs. I'm guessing that's on loan. It is. 18 years old, 1.6k a week in wages, 275k in value, playing for Sao Paulo. The Brazilian's physical attributes aren't too bad other than his natural fitness, which needs work. Mental attributes, across the board, to be honest with you, he's not too bad. We've got a position of 6, that's not great. But other than that, decisions 11 maybe, that could do some work as well. But then we've got technical attributes, we've got finish of 11, which does need work. You can't have a striker that can't finish. First touch of 13, passing of 12, and technique of 13. Timo Werner. Again, another one that you might recognise from previous FMs. Physical attributes are very, very good. He's 18 years old, 4.9 million in value, 16.25k a week in wages. The German's currently playing for Stuttgart. His mental attributes are not too bad. There's a couple of low areas that he could work on. Concentration decisions are a little bit of a problem. Same with positioning and teamwork. Personally, I prefer these to be a little bit higher. But he's only 18, so you can build him up, get him tutored early doors. Finishing of 15, first touch of 13, and then we've got passing of 10, which could do some work, and technique of 12. Next, we've got Tony Sanabria. This guy seems to be breaking through the ranks at the moment. 925k in value, 14.25k a week in wages. He's 18 years old. Physical attributes are not too bad. Agility and balance only 11, and natural fitness of 10. Then we've got mental attributes. Again, they're not great, but not too bad. Composure of 11 and concentration of 11 could do some work. Determination is only 10, and then that teamwork is not the best either. Finishing at 12, which does need training, and first touch of 15, which is good. Passing at 9, which could do with training as well, and technique of 15. Lucas Boye, or Boye, I think it's Boye, or Boy, not too sure. Physical attributes, they're pretty average, to be honest with you. Stamina and natural fitness could do with some work, but that, again, that will come through age. 18 years old, Argentinian, currently playing for River Plate. 1.2k a week in wages, worth 500k. Mental attributes, the bravery's poor. Concentration is only 10. Position is 10. And vision is 9, but it's not too important, I guess. Good determination though, and good work rate. So this guy will probably increase in level pretty quickly if you get him training in the right areas. Finishing at 12, which could do some work. First touch of 13, passing at 12, and technique of 13. Next we've got Kennedy, worth 1 million, 18 years old, playing for Fluminense. He's Brazilian. He's wanted by a club on loan, Legia. I think is that Legia Warsaw? I wouldn't know from that. Anyway, to be honest with you, this guy actually looks pretty bright. 18 years old, as I said, 1 million in value. Physical attributes are good. He's on 2.6k a week, so he's not going to cost you too much money. Mental attributes, again, across the board, he's not too bad at all. Then we go on to his technical, which finishing is only 12, so that could be trained. First touch is 14, passing of 12, and technique of 13. Then we've got Anthony Marshall. This guy's playing for Monaco at the moment. Recently watched him in real, well, not live, but watched him on TV in real life. This guy could be a really good player in the future. He's only 18 years old, French, obviously playing for Monaco, like I said. 2.3 million in value, 10.5k a week in wages. And was currently injured, but returned to full fitness in 12 days. Stamina is 11. Other than that, his physical attributes are very, very impressive. Mental attributes, there's a couple of areas which are a little bit worrying, but other than that, he's not too bad. Thinking about concentration and work rate, and maybe teamwork as well. Then we've got technical attributes. We've got finishing of 13, first touch of 14, passing of 11, which could do some training, and technique of 14. Munir, this guy looks amazing in my opinion. 5 million in value, 18 years old, 35.5k a week in wages, so going to cost you a bit in wages. Spanish, playing for Barcelona. Physical attributes don't look too bad at all, other than his stamina. Then the same with his mental attributes, actually look pretty good, other than his teamwork, concentration. But other than that, it's not too bad, and maybe his decisions. His finishing is 14, which is good. First touch of 17, which is awesome. Technique of 16, and then passing of 12. I think he's got a release clause of 10.25 million. So whether they'll offer him a new contract, I'm not sure, but again, looks to be a very, very good player. Definitely one of my pick of the bunch. Then we got Carlos, plays for Atletico Mineiro, currently wanted by 24 clubs, I'm guessing on loan. That's correct. 18 years old, 500k in value, 5.25k a week. Then we've got physical attributes, which isn't great to be honest with you. There's a couple of areas. I mean, actual fitness and stamina is really poor. He's 5'10". Mental attributes poor as well. Composure definitely needs work. Teamwork and maybe, well, obviously determination. So get this guy tutored early doors. Technical attributes, we've got finishing of 14, first touch of 12, passing of 12, and technique of 15. But he's very, very good in a lot of areas in technical, so maybe you could retrain him if you wanted to. Corrington Jean, this guy seems to always pop up, although I think since FM13. Physical attributes are very, very good. Highly recommend him based on that. 18 years old, 1.2 million in value, 6.75k a week in wages. Currently playing for STAC Troyes or ESTAC Troyes. His morale is abysmal, so maybe whether that's easier to get him, I'm not too sure. He could do with working on his composure. Other than that, his mental attributes will come with age. His finishing is 12, first touch of 13, passing definitely needs work of 10, and then technique of 13. Wesley Said, or Wesley Said, as people call him. Physical attributes does need work. Stamina is not very good, which will need to be trained. His mental attributes, personally, I think are very, very poor. But this guy seems to come up all the time, and based on his what it looks like is going to be his price, 54k in value, playing for Stade Rennais in the reserve, £650 a week. He's 19 years old, finishes only 11. I mean, this is a strange one because I've seen him in previous previous FMs, and yet people will be like, "Oh, get Wesley Said, get Wesley Said." He's amazing. He's amazing. He's at the top of all these scouting lists that people have seemed to put out and stuff, and I don't really get it, but I mean, it depends who you listen to, I suppose, and it depends how you play and how you train it, but there you go. Divock Origi, obviously on loan from Liverpool, 19 years old, 3 million in value, 12.5k a week. Is that the full wage? No, he's actually on 25 grand a week. Belgian, now he's recently obviously broke into the actual Belgian side in real life. Physical attributes are superb, very, very highly recommended. He's very, very quick. Mental attributes don't look too bad either, to be honest with you. There's a couple of places that you can work on. Teamwork and work rate's a bit of a worry. It depends how you play him. 6'1". We've got a finishing of 13, heading of 11, based on his height. First touch of 14, and then we got passing a 9, which could do some work, and his technique's 15 as well. So he's got good flair, good technique. He's not too bad in the air, heading wise. Well, actually, he could probably do a little bit of work. I'll probably tell a little bit of fib there. But he's currently playing for Lille, so you'll have to wait till the end of the season to get him if you want to get him from Liverpool. Yassine Benzia, 19 years old, 1.9 million in value, 9.5k a week. Now this guy's actually recently started to break through on social media and just basically on news reports and scouting in real life. One to knowledge is, I know Phil Neville and 2 scouts went for Man United and watched this guy, and Phil Neville, after leaving United, did actually say they've seen a guy called Yassine Benzia playing for Lyon, and he's going to be one to watch in the future. FM, to be honest with you, 9 times out of 10 are normally correct on these sort of things, and they've rated him for a long, long time. So this guy seems to be, again, a very, very good wonder kid. Physical attributes are pretty good, other than his stamina, which needs work, but that will come through time. Like I said, 19 years old. His concentration doesn't look great. Teamwork's a bit of a worry along with his work rate. But his finishing is 13, first touch is 15, passing is 10, which needs training, and then technique of 15. Domenico Berardi. This guy pops up all the time, especially in the last FM, and you can see exactly why. He's co-owned by Sassuolo and Juventus. Probably going to cost you quite a bit of money, to be honest. 4.7 million in value, 31.5k a week in wages. He's 6 foot. Then we've got physical attributes that are pretty good, to be honest with you. There's not really anywhere he needs to work on that won't come through time. 6 foot, so the strength is a little bit of a worry, but that will, like I said, that will get better. Then we've got, to be honest with you, good mental attributes as well. Concentration and work rate are probably the only ones that are a little bit of a worry. Maybe his bravery as well. But just through age, players get stronger, players get bigger, they get more confident, especially if you can get someone tutoring them. But his technical attributes are really good. Finishing a 15, first touch 15, passing a 14, and technique of 15. So yeah, this guy again looks to be another world beater. Michael Frey, or Mikhail Frey, 19 years old, 850k in value, 8k a week in wages, currently playing for Lille. This guy looks incredible. His physical attributes are brilliant. His mental attributes are even better. He's not got much flair. He's 6'2", so he's a big guy. Finishing is 13, heading is 13, passing is 12, technique is 12. So if you can work on his technical attributes, this guy actually looks awesome. I might check this guy out again for Man United, for my United save. Wow. Adam Ilson, another one from FM13. It used to be all about Adam Ilson and Destro. But obviously Destro's a lot older now. 1.2 million in value, 4.7k a week in wages. He's Brazilian, still playing for Sao Paulo. Physical attribute, he has actually decreased a little bit. Physical attributes not as good as previously. Natural fitness is only 10 in this case. Mental attributes across the board is pretty just above average everywhere. There's not really anywhere that needs working on too much that won't come through age anyway. Finishing a 13 and first touch a 13. Same as passing and technique. And if you actually have a look, they're all 13 other than one, which is dribbling. But still appears to be a very, very good player for the future. Luciano Vietto. This guy, every single season, it looks brilliant. He's just moved to Villarreal, so you won't be able to get him in the first season unless you cough up quite a bit of money. 20 years old, Argentinian, 16.5k in wages, a week. 2.5 million in value. Physical attributes aren't too bad. Natural fitness is only 11. His mental attributes are pretty good across the whole board. Positioning doesn't really matter. There's a lot of 12s in there. Vision, yeah, there's basically a lot of 12s in there, but there's a lot to work on there. This guy does increase attribute-wise quite quickly. Dribbling at 14, which isn't too important unless you're playing on the right. Finishing at 14, first touch does need training at 11. Passing at 13, and technique of 14. But again, Luciano looks to be a very, very good player. Next, we have Paulo Dybala. Gets better and better every year. This is a weird one though, because his physical attributes are very good, his mental attributes are very good, his technical attributes are very good, other than one area, which is finishing, which is very key for his position, which is only 11, so get that trained early, very, very early on. But then other than that, this guy looks to be very, very good. He's Argentinian, playing for Palermo, 2.5 million in value, 14.25k a week in wages. He's wanted by 2 clubs on loan, via transfer, so I'd highly recommend getting him in early doors. Emo Ezekiel, physical attributes not too bad. Natural fitness is only 11, and strength isn't great. Mental attributes there's a couple of areas are a bit of a concern. Decisions are poor. Determination isn't great. His vision not that great, especially saying after looking at and seeing his versatility. Work rate's only 10 as well. But his finish is 14, first touch 14, passing could do with some training, and technique's only 13. 1.7 million in value, 42.5k a week in wages. Going to cost you a lot of money wages wise from Al Arabi, and he's 20 years old. Paco Alcázar, or Alcázar, 20 years old, 9 million in value. I think he's... Is he? Yeah. 7.5k a week in wages, wanted by 2 clubs, Wolfsburg and Juventus. Seems to be in high demand for a lot of people that are playing FM currently. Physical attributes are good. Nothing really to be worried about. His mental attributes are also very good. Determination isn't great, but that will come through age. Finishing 16, first touch of 14. Then we've got passing of 11, which can do some training, unless you're going to play him as someone that doesn't use the ball too much and maybe just a tap-in type of striker. And technique is 13. This guy seems to be one of the best ones on the game for this season, in my opinion. So keep an eye out for him. Ayoze obviously just moved to Newcastle. I'm sure he has. Yeah, from Tenerife. 20 years old, Spanish, 5 million value, 10 grand a week. Physical attributes are pretty good. Same with his mental attributes. Determination I like. A good flair as well. Dribbling is 16, so you can maybe play him as an inside forward on either wing. We've got finish of 13, which can do with some training. Same with his passing, his passing's not too bad. First touch of 15, technique of 15. 5 million in value currently, but that will probably increase. You'll probably only be able to get him in the next season, maybe in January, but very highly recommended. So that is it. That brings us to the end of the Wonderkid series and to the end of the striker episode as well. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section if you think there's anyone that I've missed out that I haven't mentioned in previous videos as well. Like I said, feel free to check out other episodes. They're all in the link in the description. This is also a playlist as well, so they'll all be kept together. My pick of the bunch now. I really like this guy, Munir. He looks to be a very, very good player, and especially as he has this release clause of 10.25 million. So keep an eye out for him. But wages wise, is going to cost you a bit of money, but definitely probably my pick of the bunch. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the whole series. Look out for more series in the future. Obviously, as I've mentioned on the Twitter, which you can check us out at FM Campbell. We are upgrading the channel. We are upgrading the Twitter account, and we're trying to take this channel a little bit further to improve the content and to increase the sort of amount of content that we're going to be putting up. But thanks very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.